Hello and welcome back to Pokémon Blue and Pokémon Monster Green, where today we are going to finish polishing off the last few trainers in a variety of places, and then we're going to go to Victory Road. And first I need to make sure my team is in the correct order. It is not. As you can see, I have a Gengar in both games now. And now everyone is straight across the board. So we have got a couple trainers to fight in the vicinity of Seafoam. Oh, also my Pokédex is even more complete in both games than it used to be. That's just a thing that happens. And the next time I stream these games, at least Green will have all of the Red exclusives. But for now, it still doesn't. I just finished getting them today and haven't had time to actually trade them over. Considering there's like 14 trades I need to make, and each trade takes a decent chunk of time in this game. Hey there, Nick. I wouldn't even be going to Seafoam this way, if not for the fact that I missed a trainer on this side of Seafoam last time. But once we see where said trainer is located, I feel like it will be difficult to blame me, because I went straight in the cave and the trainer's right there. Trainer literally doesn't go on screen unless you go past the cave. And being annoyingly placed at the corner like that means you have to surf in order to engage this trainer in combat. I love floating with the fishes. Whereas in Japanese she says, I'm floating with my friends. I'm a fish. Feels weird seeing Gengar, like, completely in profile here, rather than what most Pokemon are, which is, you know, facing more towards their opponent instead of directly to the right side of the screen. Okay, in English we've got Youch! And in Japanese we've got Ooh Mambo! Which, like, that's a pun that doesn't work in English. Because we've got, like, her shouting Mambo, like happens in many Mambo songs. But also, the Japanese word for sunfish is Manbo. Which is why in Link's Awakening, we've got Manbo's Mambo, because it's a pun. Want to float with me? Whereas in Japanese, it's like, hey, do you want to float with me? There's a pause in there that makes it feel different. I just gotta try and find my way out of here. I think we might be able to get out the other side of Seafoam if we throw ourselves down the eastern hole enough. Literally don't need any encounters here, considering I spent way too much time going for a 1% encounter up on that top floor. That did not take me where I expected it to. But if we go over here, this should, in fact, take us out. Yeah, it does, okay. Confirmed! And we've made it out to the other side of Seafoam. Are you on vacation too? I believe that's the first time we found a junior trainer as a swimmer. Also, hey there, Outlander. Yeah, the monsters do seem to be living in a cave, but I mean, I've got a pretty good number of them in my pocket. So I was looking at Pokemon movesets, a variety of things, considering what to be doing in Pokemon Stadium. No mercy at all! And I learned some interesting things about this game. Seafoam used to be one island. That is the exact opposite of what she's saying in Japanese. She's saying in the past that Twin Island used to be 2 islands. Considering right now it's 1 island. Yeah, oops. English says it used to be 1 island, Japanese says it used to be 2. It's currently 1 island, so we can make an assumption about which one is the correct thing. But yeah, things I learned about this game. I was looking at, like, you know, which Pokemon can learn certain quality TMs. Just to see what options would be. Check out my buff physique! Yeah, pretty much. And, yeah, one of the things I learned. There's only 2 rock-type moves in this game. I knew this already. There's Rock Throw and Rock Slide. Rock Slide is way better than Rock Throw, considering its accuracy is 90 instead of 65. And its base power is 75 instead of 50. So yeah, just a bit of an improvement there. But why do I bring this up? Because there is not a single Pokemon in this game that learns Rock Slide naturally. Not one. Wimpy. I should have been buffing up my Pokemon, not me. So yeah, there's 2 rock-type moves in the game, and one exists only as a TM. Not in a single learn set. I rode my bird Pokemon here. So in Japanese, he doesn't say he rode them, he says he grabbed onto them and made it here. Which is different. It's the difference between, like, riding the Sandbird in Mario Sunshine and grabbing onto the owl in Mario 64. That Fearow there is one of the wild Pokemon that I still need to go catch one of. There aren't many, but there are a few. Yeah, the whole reason I'm going to be doing Pokemon Stadium stuff is that I want to unlock the Dodrio Game Boy Tower so that I can potentially use it to speed up the process of getting the other 2 evolutions that I still need in Japanese. I don't know if you can use a Japanese copy of a Game Boy game in a US copy of Pokemon Stadium, but I'm going to find out. Oh no! Whereas in Japanese, he's like, ah, that's a problem. My birds can't fly me back! Whereas in Japanese, he's saying that his birds are all tuckered out, and so he can't get back. What do I do? Which, you can still use Fly when your Pokemon are knocked out, for the record. Having your Pokemon faint doesn't prevent them from using HMs. You're fine, dude. Go read the game manual. My boyfriend gave me big pearls. Your friend who is a boy gave you pearls? I think you might want to not have a space there. And yeah, in Japanese she says that her boyfriend gave her some big pearls, which you can sell those for a pretty decent amount of Poké Dollars. Something else I learned while studying up for Pokemon Stadium. In order to unlock the Dodrio Tower, and thus be able to play Gen 1 games at 3x speed using official hardware, you need to beat the Prime Cup and the Poké Cup. The Prime Cup you can win with just a Mewtwo because it's a Mewtwo. But apparently Mewtwo is not allowed in the Poké Cup, and therefore you need to actually make a team for it. And while I went with Golem for these playthroughs, apparently Rhyhorn's the preferred one for Poke Cup because if you beat a trainer without any of your Pokemon fainting, then you get a continue you can use in case you get defeated in a later match. Don't touch my pearls! So, in Japanese, she didn't say, don't touch my pearls. She was like, oh no, and there was even a pearl in that one. So I guess she's saying that the cloister or other... The Pokemon she had pearls in them. Will my pearls grow bigger inside cloister? And in Japanese, she says, if I raise my cloister more, will the pearls get even bigger? I swam here from Cinnabar Island. In Japanese, she adds, it was tough. But, apparently Rhydon is preferred over Golem in Poke Cup because, yeah, if one of your Pokemon faints, you lose out on getting the continue. And one of Golem's best things it can do over Rhydon is use Explosion. And if you lose out on that, then, yeah, it's a little faster and has a little bit more defense in exchange for less attack, which closes the gap a lot. When there is no explosion involved. I'm so disappointed. Pokemon have taken over an abandoned mansion on Cinnabar. Yeah, in Japanese she says that before people knew it, Pokemon started living in a mansion that no people lived in. And now it's called Pokemon Mansion. Cinnabar in the west has a lab for Pokemon. In Japanese, she adds that her father works there. Also, funnily enough, when it comes to making a team for the Poke Cup in Pokemon Stadium, it is advised, just from a statistical advantage perspective, they give you a certain number of levels you can play with. Like, you don't have to have every Pokemon at level 50. But you have a maximum number of levels that you can go over. Wait! And, yeah, apparently it's mathematically best to have on your team 4 level 50 Pokemon and 2 level 55 Pokemon. Which is interesting. Cinnabar is a volcanic island. Which is a much shorter way of saying what she says in Japanese, which is, Cinnabar was made by, the accumulation of lava erupted by a volcano. Alright, so now we made it to Cinnabar. Give me a sec. Alright, now to go up Route 21. And then we'll have to go back to Fuchsia for the route west of there. Though I should visit the Pokemon Center first because my Gengar is basically out of Thunderbolts. Another thing that changes between Red and Blue and Pokemon Stadium. Hyper Beam stops being as incredible as it is in these games. Because they fixed it in Stadium, where you still have to take the recharge turn, even if you KO a Pokemon with it. And they fixed Focus Energy so that it quadruples your crit rate, instead of generally reducing your crit rate. Which incidentally means that, with Jolteon's speed stat, after a Focus Energy, its crit rate is 100%. And then there's a few other changes, like how in this game, if you get paralyzed but then use a move that changes your speed... And we already did this guy, because we went down the left side, we did not go down the right side. Ah, feel the sun and the wind. In Japanese, he does not mention the wind, he just says that the sunshine feels great. Yeah, in this game, if you get paralyzed and then use a move that alters your speed, it eliminates the speed drop from paralysis. So if you get paralyzed and then use agility, you will be at ×2 from your base speed instead of from your paralyzed speed. That gets fixed in Stadium. And yeah, Outlander, I also believe that the badge boosts don't exist in Stadium because Stadium doesn't have badges. So fun fact, if we were playing Pokemon Red, we would have been able to find a wild Seadra by now. But we can't. Because, we're playing Blue and Green, we found wild Kinglers in Seafoam. Yow, I lost! In Japanese, there's no yow. I'm sunburnt to a crisp! Yeah, in Japanese, he's like... He says that he's been burnt pitch black. Which... yeah, sunburnt to a crisp works. I caught all my Pokemon at sea. All his one Pokemon. So, there's one cup in Stadium where you're limited to level 20 for your Pokemon. And you can use glitches to get any Pokemon at level 20 or lower. The only two Pokemon that cup forbids entirely are Mewtwo and Mew. So if you find a way to get like a level 20 Zapdos, you're good. But apparently the general strat is just bring a Starmie because you can have it at level 20 and its stats are so high it's going to one-shot literally anything that you go up against in that cup. Because, yeah, apparently they didn't really think about stone evolutions at level 20 or lower. And Starmie is kind of incredible for a level 20 Pokemon. Diver down! Whereas in Japanese, he goes, ooh, me, which is like, oh, shit. Where'd you catch your Pokemon? Let's see. This one I caught in Pokemon Tower. This one I caught north of Cerulean. This one I bought from an old man at Mount Moon. This one I caught in Rock Tunnel. This one I found in its natural habitat on a desk in Celadon. And this one I caught just west of Celadon. Keep me company till I get a hit. Whereas in Japanese, it's like, yeah, maybe I should play around with you until I get a hit. It's, in Japanese, it's less, you do this for me, but rather, yeah, I'll do this with you. That burned some time. Oh wait, I got a bite! Yeah! Hey, don't scare away the fish! In Japanese, he's more like, hey, quit making waves in the water. Which I guess implies that the water here is, fairly placid around the platform that he's on, and we ruined everything by splashing our way on up. Okay, so I didn't mention this the last time we compared these two sprites, but like the face on Green's Cloister looks really cramped. Like that's making me feel claustrophobic. Like he's wedged in there. Sorry, I didn't mean it. Whereas in Japanese he says, my bad, I'm not catching anything, it's got me on edge. I was just angry that I couldn't catch anything. that's pretty much what he said for his post-battle thing in Japanese, whereas now in Japanese he's saying, man, I'm not catching anything. It's almost like this is just some giant pool or something. Okay, we've already battled this guy, and we've already battled this this guy. Which means we've battled everyone on every sea route. Could have sworn you could find tentacruels by surfing here, but looking at the encounter table, no, you cannot. In yellow, you can find them with a super rod. That's in yellow. I need neither Pidgey nor Pidgeotto. Though that Pidgeotto might help left Gengar close in on right Gengar's experience count. I think left Gengar just took a slight lead. And would you look at those sprites? Righty, like, that's the Gengar we all know and love. Lefty! Looks like he's got a bit of a hunch on his back, and he looks oddly fuzzy. Like, why does it look like it's covered in hair? And nope, looks like Righty is still a little bit ahead experience-wise. But it's only a difference of 104, which definitely closed the gap. Anyway, I need to find a Tangela here. It's a 10% encounter rate, so shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, Outlander, the coloration of the ghosts in these games is pretty neat. Makes them look like they're actually just beings of shadow. Instead of like, hey, it's a purple guy, it's, hey, it's a living shadow. Which is much cooler conceptually. Living shadow is cooler than purple guy. Technically, the best way to get encounters quickly is to just go in a tight little square. And we have found our right Tangela. Yeah, the reason going in a tight little square is best for quickly getting encounters is that every time you turn, it can generate an encounter. Every time you take a step, it can generate an encounter. So, if with every step you are also turning, you're getting 2 encounter checks per input. So yeah. Go in a tight little square to get the most encounters the fastest. You know what? I haven't caught Eradicate either. Oh, and by the way, when I was playing through Pokémon Red in Japanese so that I could get to the point where I could get all the version exclusives, I was using a Kadabra in Pokemon Tower because, hey, it learns a psychic move, and when you learn... Wow, I've just missed Hypnosis 3 times in a row. 4 times in a row. When you use a psychic Pokemon in Pokemon Tower, well, you gotta actually send the psychic Pokemon out, and sometimes the ghosts use Lick, but hey, wait, Ghost is not super effective against Psychic. They oopsed. Psychic is immune to Ghost. Anyway, Ratta, the rat Pokemon, or the mouse Pokemon, rather. It has 3 toes on its rear legs, or on its hind feet. And they have slight webbing between them. So it can swim across rivers. So yeah, slightly webbed back toes, 3 of them per foot, allow it to swim across rivers. I did not know that about Raticates. It's a shame that Tangela has the ball shake so many times, regardless of whether you fail to catch it or not, because there are no additional shakes for it to have if we do get a successful catch. The only difference is going to be, do we get the breakout animation, or does the ball change color to indicate a capture has occurred? I like being able to tell whether we got a catch before the ball changes color. It's neat. Alright, we got it this time. Still got... Oh! I was gonna say, still gotta find a Tangela on the left, but then we did find one. So, slap it with a Night Head. Excuse me? So the Tangela on the left used Wrap, and it said it doesn't affect Gengar. But then on our next turn, I clicked Fight, and it said the foe's Tangela, or the Tangela's attack continues, and it shook the camera. But Gengar took no damage, so apparently Wrap even takes extra turns against Pokemon that it literally doesn't affect. What the heck? At least it didn't do damage, but... Seriously, what the heck? Alright, we got our 2 Tangelas. Tangela, the Vine Pokemon. Or Monjara, the like vine-covered Pokemon. The whole body is swathed with wide vines that are similar to seaweed. Its vines shake as it walks. Whereas in Japanese, it has blue vine plants wrapped around its body, so you cannot see its true form. And it literally uses the English word blue. Oh. Things that get close to it will also get wrapped up. Or will also get tangled up in the vines. Okay. So now... Yeah, Outlander, Tangela being a meter tall is also bigger than I imagined. Like... In my head, Tangela is like knee-high. At best. But no, that thing's waist-high. Which is too large, if we're being honest. And now we've got 3 trainers to battle here. This is my turf! Get out of here! So, in Japanese, he says that this is my turf. Don't get any closer. Outlander, for the question of when Game Freak will make the perfectly scale-accurate Pokemon game, Legends Arceus actually gets really, really close. And if memory serves, so did Pokemon Battle Revolution. Darn! Whereas in Japanese, it's like, whew. This is my fave Pokemon hunting area. Whereas in Japanese, he says, everyone's got their favorite Pokemon catching spot, right? So this is his favorite Pokemon catching spot. Yes. But he's not so explicit that this is his favorite in Japanese. It's just like, everyone's got their own spot that they like to catch Pokemon in. I always check every grassy area for new Pokemon. This grassy area does in fact have one Pokemon that is not currently registered as caught in my dex. Though it's one we've seen a few times before, and in fact we're looking at it right now. Or in Japanese, ah, wish I had a bike. Whereas in Japanese, he says, if I had a bike, I'd go cycling too. Kuroko! How do you like my bird call? Yeah, Optimus Primal, I 100% agree Firo in green looks better. There are very few Pokemon where the green sprite looks more on model. So it's always a surprise when you see one, and Firo is definitely one of them. I had to bug you. Okay, this is... in Japanese, this is... some idiom that I'm not familiar with. So let me see. Okay, so this is... it literally translates to, if the pheasant doesn't crow, it won't be shot. Which, yeah, it's basically like... yeah, he's saying, so if a pheasant doesn't crow, it won't be shot, huh? So yeah, in English it's like... basically it's an, oh man, I just had to go and bug you. Which, yeah, it's like, I shouldn't have called out to you, huh? This wouldn't have happened. I also collect sea Pokemon on weekends. That is not quite what he says in Japanese. In Japanese, he says, because the ocean is so close, on weekends he goes to catch seabird Pokemon. Not sea Pokemon, seabird Pokemon. Which I imagine maybe they changed because there were no seabird Pokemon in this generation. Gotta wait until Gen 3 for those. So I guess this guy predicted the existence of Wingulls. And Wattrels, for that matter. Quick, someone look up whether you can catch Wingulls in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Or if they have to be traded in. Is this guy just a straight-up liar when he says he goes to catch seabird Pokemon? Alright, we found a Firo on the left. It's level 25. I'm worried that a Nighthead might take it out, but we'll find out. Okay, no, it's totally fine. And just had an instant wake up. Oh, waking up! That reminds me of another thing that changed between Red and Blue and Stadium. In Red and Blue, sleep lasts between 1 and 5 turns. In Stadium, it's 1 and 3. It's almost like they realized that 5 turns of sleep is too much. And we just got an instant wake up on the right as well. And we almost got put to sleep with our own hypnosis thanks to Mirror Move. And another instant wake up. Stay... 3 instant wake ups in a row. Stay asleep, bird. Okay, there we go. Throw a Hyper Ball, throw an Ultra Ball. Firo, the Beak Pokémon, or Onidoriru, the Beak Pokémon. With its huge and magnificent wings, it can keep aloft without ever having to land for rest. Whereas in Japanese, using its large wings, it can continually fly in the sky. And then in the second sentence it says it can it'll be fine even if it doesn't land for an entire day. So it can go more than a day without landing and be just fine. Whereas in the Pokemon Blue Dex entry, it never has to land. There's no time scale given, it just never has to land. Okay, we do need to catch that Raticate on the right. Whereas this left Raticate, we do not need. In fact, let's fly to Viridian on the left, because that will get us to where we want to be next. Raticate, the rat Pokemon. It uses its whiskers to maintain its balance. It apparently slows down if they are cut off. Pro tip, don't be cruel to your animals. Do not cut off their whiskers. To Victory Road we go! Would have laughed if this was a Nidorino, or not a Nidorino, a Nidoran male on the left. If we found the rare thing. Oh, really? We gotta fight him again here! What? Redmond, what a surprise to see you here! So, you're going to Pokemon League? You collected all the badges, too? That's cool! So in Japanese, it's not, that's cool, it's, oh, hey, good going. Then I'll whip you, Redmond, as a warm-up for Pokemon League. Oh, in Japanese, he says that before going to the Pokemon League, he will use us for warming up. So he uses the English words warming up. Come on! Forgot that he battled us again here. Well, time to make a crispy bird. Nice crits. 2 of them. Well, unless he has used a TM, that Rhyhorn is literally incapable of touching our Gengars. And we're never going to find out because it's not going to survive these psychics. It's got, like, 0 special. Yeah, Rhyhorns and Rhydons only learn normal-type moves through level up, so yeah. There was 0 chance that that Rhyhorn could do any damage whatsoever unless he used a TM on it. Turns out Gyarados are a lot easier to get rid of when you have Thunderbolt. Also, we got an unnecessary crit on the left. But it's still a Growlithe? Have you considered a Firestone? Also, I need to stop using just Gengar. We need more XP on other guys. That Growlithe wants to be really fast. I don't know that Golem is going to survive anything this Alakazam tries, but dang it, we will make the attempt. Okay, we got a Reflect on the right, which is arguably worse than the Psybeam or whatever we got on the left. I think it was Psybeam? Oh, nice crit. Interesting that Reflect is... But what it does in this game is described as the enemy gaining armor. That is not what we're used to. Nice crit. What am I gonna do on the left, though? I think what I'm gonna do on the left is pull out my Gyarados. Yeah, Outlander, canonically, Blue should have badge boosts as well. But you're asking too much of the programmers of this game. Also, we just had a Reflect on the left as well, but we crit there. Wow! Okay. Interesting choice, Blue. Or Green, rather. So, we crit the Alakazam with Bite, but it was alive on Red. And so Blue decided in all of his wisdom, or Green, right? His name is Green in Green. But anyway, in all of his wisdom, he decided to use a potion. Not a super potion, not a hyper potion, not a max potion, just a potion. And you know what? For the experience, I'm going to swap to Flareon for this Venusaur. Because Flareon does need XP. It needs 15 levels before it can learn a move better than freaking Ember. I mean, sure, we could teach it Fire Blast, but like... yeah, mathematically, Fire Blast would be better to have than Ember, because when you multiply the accuracy by the power of the move, it comes out to be much stronger than Ember when you do that same calculation. But also, I don't like moves that miss that often. I don't like that Venusaur used Growth, because that also raises its special defense. But apparently that didn't really change much. Probably because Ember is so weak to begin with. And now we've got a double growth Razor Leaf coming at us. That's not going to be pleasant. Yeah, with a crit. And that's all we got. Could be worse. Get a burn. Yeah, Outlander, the bigger problem with Fire Blast is absolutely the PP, but I think I would probably be more likely to just... rather than get rid of Ember for it, I would probably be more likely to get rid of, say, Tackle. And I think a Quick Attack will finish off left Venusaur, and I'm correct. I'm gonna use a Hyper Potion just because I want to get this XP on Flareon. And a Quick Attack should take it from here. It did not. But from here it will. What? I was just careless. In Japanese, he's like, oh man, right when I let my guard down just a little bit. Dang it! That loosened me up. I'm ready for Pokemon League. Redmond, you need more practice. Do I? I just walloped you. But hey, you know that. I'm out of here. Smell ya. Alright, let's go get our Pokemon fixed up. Pokemon League front gate. Oh, that is the Boulder Badge. Go right ahead. Or in Japanese, oh, that is indeed the Gray Badge. Please, go right on through. You can pass here only if you have the Cascade Badge. Or in Japanese, beyond here, you can only continue beyond here if you have the Blue Badge. That is the Blue Badge. Or, oh, that is the Cascade Badge. Okay then, please, go right ahead. Got it. Please, continue on. You can pass here only if you have the Thunder Badge. Or in Japanese, only if you have the Orange Badge. And looks like we're getting pretty much the same dialogue with only badge names changed at this point. The first two guys had different dialogue, but numbers 2 and 3, yeah, the only thing that changes is the name of the badge. Take a little shortcut over here by ignoring the tiled path. And yep, this is the one badge whose name doesn't change, the Rainbow Badge and the Rainbow Badge. But before we continue on, we can catch a Seadra here. Outlander, another thing that makes Indigo League make sense is the fact that every single town in this game is named after a color. And that, in fact, remains true even in Gold and Silver as well. The Kanto and Johto regions, they just... Well, no, Johto, they name things after wood, mostly. Never mind. A Slowbro is not something I directly need, because I got one in Seafoam from the 1% encounter rate for Pokemon Blue. You can get them at a 4% encounter rate in Pokemon Red, but... yeah. Still gonna try and grab this Slowbro because we can trade it for a Lickitung, and that is the only way to get Lickitung prior to Cerulean Cave. Okay, I don't mind that it disabled Thunderbolt. I'm trying to use Hypnosis. And we did find our Seadra on the left. Let's hit it with a Nighthead. And it just used Smokescreen, which ain't gonna help our accuracy with Hypnosis, and yet I got it anyway. So let's catch these here Pokemon. I know they're not the same Pokemon, so we can't make direct comparisons about their dex entries or anything, but still. I've also already got Slowbro in the dex, so that's not even going to show a dex entry to begin with. But Shidora is the Dragon Pokemon, so it's the Dragon Pokemon. Interesting. if you carelessly touch it, you will be stabbed by the spines all over its body, and may even pass out. So, don't go touching Seadras carelessly, I guess. So now, we will use Super Rod until we find a Seadra on the right, and until we find a Slowbro on the left. Because, yeah, a 25% chance to fish up a Slowbro versus a 1% chance to find one while walking in sea foam is better. And hey, now we get to see Kingler on the right for the first time. We've seen it on the left before, but yeah, I don't know why they decided it should be a perfectly symmetrical Pokemon, but they sure did make that change, and boy does it worsen the sprite. Especially when you consider one of the claws is in fact supposed to be bigger than the other. There's a Sea King, the one and only Pokemon that can learn Waterfall in this game. Because Waterfall is a level-up move for Sea King's family, rather than being an HM needed to climb waterfalls. It's interesting that it graduated to being an HM in the very next generation. Alright, so we Nightshade the Seadra. And hey, there's a Slowbro. Good timing. And we miss our Hypnosis. And then there's another smoke screen. You know what? Let's just toss Ultra Balls after two snow screens? After two smoke screens, our chances of landing a Hypnosis are like 0. Alright, caught the Slowbro. And caught the Seadra. Seadra, the dragon Pokemon. Capable of swimming backwards by rapidly flapping its wing-like pectoral fins and stout tail. That is not how seahorses swim. Yep, can pass here only if we have the Soul/Pink badge. And we pop out of the water real quick to grab this Max Ether. Or PP Recover. Can pass here only if we have the Marsh/Gold badge. And now we've actually got grass here, which does have a Pokemon that can save me the need to evolve something. Also, this is the place where Ditto is the most common. Not that I want a Ditto. Oh. You know what? Never mind on trying to find a Sandslash here. While yes, it is here, it's a 5% encounter rate for something that evolves at like level 22 and is thus super easy to get otherwise. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother. Pass here only if we have the Volcano/Crimson badge. Get a nice little full restore. Get an encounter on the left. With another bird. Right, we were gonna be putting experience on more than just Gengar. Pass here only if we have the Earth/Green badge. Victory Road Gate. Or in Japanese, Champion Road Gate. Champion Road. So here we are in Champion Road, where we need to push some rocks. And while we're in here, there is a 1% chance that we find a wild Marowak. If we do, I will catch it. And on this floor, there is a 4% chance to find a wild Machoke, which I will catch those as well. And a 5% chance to find a wild Graveler, which I do need one of on the left for the living decks. On the right, we will not catch any Gravelers. So we push that, and then we push that. So I realize that I put my Flareon in front right before entering a place that is absolutely full of rock ground Pokemon. Maybe this isn't the time to be leveling Flareon. Honestly, it's not really the time to be leveling Gyarados either, so let's do Kadabra. Or Alakazam, rather. It is an Alakazam, it's not a Kadabra anymore. Hasn't been a Kadabra for a while, actually. Though honestly, we're not going to be bothering to level Alakazam on the Pokemon here either. So maybe we should have Gengar in front, because Gengar... Or no, we'll still keep Alakazam in front. We'll swap to Gengar if we find anything we want to catch. But we keep Alakazam in front because there are trainers here, and if we get into a trainer battle, then, yeah, Alakazam could use the XP. This encounter rate is not pleasant. So we are about to have to make a choice as for which of two items we want. Sure, we can get the other one by just reloading the area and coming right back. But here's the thing. The item on the left is a rare candy. Rare candies are good. The item on top is the TM for Sky Attack. Sky Attack is terrible. Goodbye, Sky Attack. I never wanted you. Sure, it's the strongest flying type move. If you only look at the damage number, and not the fact that it takes a turn to charge up, you're not protected from anything during the charge up, and even after it goes off, using Sky Attack once does less damage than using Drill Peck twice. So why would you not just click Drill Peck twice instead? Do the damage instantly, and 2 Drill Pecks is stronger than 1 Sky Attack. There is zero reason to use Sky Attack over 2 Drill Pecks. Zero. Except for if your opponent is slower than you and has already dug. Like, if your opponent has used something that takes them off the field and is slower than you, then yes, Sky Attack is better than 2 Drill Pecks. But when does that happen? I wonder if you're good enough for me. Whereas in Japanese, she says, she gives a little giggle and then says she's pretty confident. Do you think you can match up? Cool trainer female / Erito trainer. With a Persian of all things. Toss a psychokinesis at that thing. Nice crit on the left. Apparently necessary. But that crit just denied us a payday. We could have been richer on the left. And left Alakazam is trying to learn Reflect. I'm cool without it. We've got Ninetales coming in. I'm going to swap for the experience. And also for the type matchup, but primarily for the experience. I'm glad that roar failed, because otherwise I would have ended up getting experience on someone completely different. So, one thing I don't like about turning battle animations off is when a Pokemon digs, it stays on screen with battle animations off. Oh. I wasn't expecting them to use a hyper potion. If they evolved that Ninetales from a Vulpix late enough, at level 35, they would have known Flamethrower instead of Ember. I lost out. Interesting. So, in English, it's Cool Trainer Female. In Japanese, it's just Elite Trainer. But in this post-battle text, the shortened version of the trainer class is Elite Female. They add a gender to the trainer class in the post-battle abbreviation. I never wanted to lose to anybody. So in Japanese, she doesn't say she never wanted to lose to anybody. It's like she specifically didn't want to lose to a boy. So, another case of gendered language being removed in the localization. Though honestly, considering that it's entirely possible for girls to play Pokemon games, I'm totally cool with them removing things that reference your protagonist's gender. There are still a few, like, when you go into the Celadon gym, there's some girls who are like, hey, you're a boy, what are you doing in here? But like, having there be fewer things that are like, oh, only boys can play Pokemon, is honestly better. I can see you're good. Let me see exactly how good. So, in Japanese, it was like, I can see you're good. Let's have a bout. Or I'd like to request a bout. You know what? This is a job for Booster. Barely. Again, we're still stuck with Ember. Why is it that right Ivysaurs and Venusaurs like to use growth, whereas left ones like to just go straight for the damage? At least whenever they're critting, it actually ignores the growth that it used. And it's gonna crit a lot. Ooh, nice, we got a burn. And the Elite Trainer just used plus power, so X attack. But that's not gonna matter. That burn did less than I was hoping it would. But yeah, like, look over there on the left, right now. You do not see the male symbol anywhere. It's just Erito Torena for the first... Like, before the first space, we've got the trainer class and then just a particle. So, yeah, the trainer class does not contain the male symbol. But I bet in the post-combat abbreviation, they will also add the male symbol here. It will be fascinating. Alright, so, I know I'm not keeping Flareon in to battle this Wartortle, but there's no one else that I would send in for the XP who also wouldn't get just completely ruined. Hello, Golem. So, yeah. Flareon gets to stay in, get a little... Lefty has used another X attack. And changing to Flareon and Booster for the XP once again. I don't like either one of these Charmeleon sprites. I think Blue Charmeleon has the better head and the better coloring. I like how Green Charmeleon, or Bizardo, literally just lizard. Its Japanese name is the English word lizard. I like how Lizard has a longer tail, more reptilian proportions to its limbs, or shapes to its limbs, though I feel like the claws on its feet are way too big, and I feel like it needs more in the arm department. I think Charmeleon's got, like, too thick of legs and arms. Yeah, I don't like either of these sprites. I think a mix would be better for both. Also, both opponents just used X attacks. That's the third X attack we've seen on the left. Oh, we've got a Lizardon coming. Sending Flareon out again for the XP. And so for this one, Charizard on the right easily wins. Like, it's no contest. Lizardon on the left there just looks bad. The pose isn't intimidating. The wings seem smaller. The tail is oddly long and straight. Why is it going straight up like that? The arms... Like, the right arm, we can't even really see how it attaches. It looks like it's just a tiny little noodle, as far as we can see. And yeah, Lizardon is just a bad sprite. If they never changed its sprite, and we didn't have the Sugimori art to go off of, which we did. I mean, it was on the cover of the game. But if that sprite on the left was all people ever had to judge Charizard by, I don't think it would have become Game Freak's favorite boy. But no. It did get changed. It got the Sugimori art. Charizard is, in fact, Game Freak's favorite boy. But there is a world where that sprite was all people had to go on for Charizard. I mean, not really, because again, the game launched with the package of the game and the sticker on the cartridge containing the Sugimori art for Charizard, but still. There is a conceivable world where that sprite was all people had to go on for Charizard, and it did not become Game Freak's favorite boy. I had a chance. In Japanese, it's more like, and I was so confident. And yep, they did in fact add the male symbol for the post-combat abbreviation of the trainer class. That's fascinating. That they add the gender symbol for an abbreviation. I concede, you're better than me. Whereas in Japanese, it's like, guess there really is always someone better. Alright, so up here on the second floor, Machoke goes from 4% encounter rate to 5%. That's a much better chance. It's a 25% improvement. Graveler drops from 5% to 1%. Oof, that hurts. And Marowak rises from 1% to 4%. That is a 300% improvement. Gotta be very careful about specifically selecting strength and not dig, because there's no confirmation dialog box if you do click dig. If I click it, we're going straight back to Viridian City. And unfortunately, it puts dig ahead of strength in the list. I'll read that once I'm in the encounter in Japanese game as well. Also say hello to Bird up there. Victory Road is the final test for trainers. Whereas in Japanese he says, "This is the final test for trainers, Champion Road." Yeah, I don't mind using Psychic on a Machoke. No, we won't learn Reflect. We don't need to gain armor. And here comes a Machop. Why would you follow a Machoke with a Machop? That seems backwards. Swapping to Flareon for the XP. And you know what? Maybe Flareon can handle this. Okay, we got a Focus Energy on the left. Got a low roll on the right, but the enemy used X attack on the right and just straight up missed on the left. So Flareon is in fact going to handle this. Hooray for more XP. And here comes another Machoke. I don't think Flareon's gonna handle a Machoke. So, back to Alakazam and Foodine from Flareon and Boosta. Still feels wrong that Karate Chop is a normal type move. I don't know what generation they fixed that in, but they do fix it eventually. Aya! Or in Japanese, Chesto! you get stuck, try moving some boulders around. We literally already had to do that in order to get up here. Maybe, Game Freak, maybe put the hint on how to do that before the first 2 puzzles that require doing that. We've already had to put 2 boulders on switches to reach this guy. And in Japanese, this guy says, there are mechanisms here and there around here. If you're stuck, try moving no, it says try dropping some boulders. Which is actually a much more specific hint. Because, yeah, in English it's try moving some boulders around, sure. We've already moved boulders around, but in Japanese it's try dropping some boulders, as in try pushing them through some holes, which is something we haven't had to do in here yet. It's something we did have to do in Seafoam, but Seafoam is an optional dungeon. And therefore, that hint actually means something here in the Japanese game. So, the item over on the left, right there, that's the TM for Mega Kick. I do not care one bit about that. So I'm not going to go for it. Ah, so you wish to challenge the Elite Four? Whereas in Japanese, it's like, well, since you came here, that means you must plan to challenge the Elite Four. By the way, the term for the Elite Four in Japanese can be translated literally to the 4 Heavenly Kings. So, left juggler used an X attack, which honestly is a little bit concerning for my Alakazam. And he just withdrew his Drowsy after I attacked it, further proving that the AI decides what to do when it's time for them to do whatever they're doing, rather than at the start of the turn, like it is for us. Imagine if playing through the game you could be like, oh, I just got outsped by my opponent, let me withdraw my Pokemon on that same turn that they hit me. And now Righty has done that thing. Wait a sec, how did it... Our first seismic toss got that thing down into yellow, and our second seismic toss didn't take it out? And it looked like it had more than just a tiny sliver of health. What gives? Oh no, my recover. Lefty just used Recover, following my Seismic Toss on the first turn his Kadabra was out. And again, we have a Withdraw the Pokemon after it takes a hit. These jugglers just really emphasize how much the AI cheats in this game. I feel like we could stand to recover here. And Lefty just got a special drop with their use of Psychic. That's not great for me. Especially because this Seismic Toss, yep, that is not going to get the KO, but we're fine. We win on the left. And goodbye, Hypno. Dude sees that he got dropped to half health, so chooses to use Recover on the turn where he lost the health. Nope, bye Kadabra. Welcome back, Hypno. This juggler is so annoying. Both because of what he does and because of the fact that he's using only Psychic-type Pokemon, which suck to fight against in this game. I don't have any real answers to Psychics. Like, Seismic Toss is okay, but the fact that I need to use it so many times to get any knockouts is not ideal. You got me! Whereas in Japanese, it's like, you're good. Blue also came through here. How do you know I even care about that? Come on, I'll whip you! Hang on, I need to look up a word, but on the left, he's starting by making whip crack noises. He's going, crack, crap, crack, crack, my whip is something. And I need to look up that word. Ah, my whip is so supple. Feels like an odd thing to say, but alright. And once again, we have Persians, and yes, indeed, the sprite for Persian in blue does in fact just perch straight on top of the name of my Pokemon that has been sent out to battle it. I don't think we compared the sprites for Persian and Perushian before, but, yeah, the sprite in blue is way better. The sprite in green, cats only take that stance, like, when they are mid-jump after having been startled by something. Whereas on the right, yeah, cats sit like that. That's what they do. Ooh, this isn't going to be pleasant if it keeps going or keeps getting crits. Okay. That could have been worse. Also, we got a crit on left Persian, which may have mattered in taking it out faster. And here comes a Golduck. I am going to change to a Pokemon that will absolutely not stay in front of this Golduck. So, for Golduck, I don't like either sprite. The head looks terrible on both of them. But I think the body and just general pose on left Golduck is better, except for the oddly long straight tail. But like, on the left it looks like a little goblin guy. Whereas on the right it's like, I don't know, doing some kind of martial arts pose or something. I will definitely take Geoduck over Golduck. Honestly, even the head, I don't like it on either one, but I think the head is also just better sprited on the left. So yeah, give me left Golduck over right Golduck any day. I got whipped! Or in Japanese, it's just like a whistling noise. You earned the right to be on Victory Road. Is Victory Road too tough? In Japanese, it was like, what do you think? Victory Road's tough, isn't it? Excuse me. Let's use a couple recovers. There's not too much a Mr. Mime can do to us. Lefty used an X attack, which actually could matter if this thing's going to be double slapping. It just tried to double slap, but missed. And Lefty just used Light Screen. Too weak to make a substitute. I'm gonna go ahead and use Recover here, because it is unlikely to be able to punish us for doing so. And there goes our last Seismic Toss. Well done! Whereas in Japanese, it's like, yep, you pass! Many trainers give up the challenge here. I came all this way to get next to this item. which is the TM for submission. The strongest fighting move, damage-wise, in the game. But A, it's a fighting move, and B, it does a lot of recoil, and C, I don't want it. So really, we just went up there for the trainer XP. And here on the 3rd floor, Graveler is back up to a 5% encounter rate. Marowak does not exist. And Machoke is a 5% encounter rate. Okay, so where am I going from here? Well, for starters, we're going over to battle this guy. But also we're going to get assaulted by wild Machops. I heard rumors of a child prodigy. Whereas in Japanese, you heard rumors of an absurdly strong kid. Thankfully, I don't have too much to fear with this Executor, unless this guy has used some TMs. Okay, you can stop the barrage at any time. Right, Executor does have high special. High-ish. And that X attack is going to make it a little scary. The one on the left just tried Hypnosis. And the one on the left just succeeded at Hypnosis, so let's break out our Poke Flute. No reason to stay asleep. And hopefully this Ember will get rid of it. Not quite! Stop at 2? Even if you do stop at 2, Flareon's gone. Oh, never mind. Flareon would have lived if it stopped at 2. Barrage is a normal type move, I think. I'm going to use a Revive just to ensure Flareon still gets some XP. Nice crit on the left. And there's an X attack on the left. And you know what? To keep things even, I'm going to swap over to Golem on the left. And yep, Barrage is indeed a normal type move. It's annoying that for the multi-hit moves, it has to say not very effective or super effective for every individual hit. But that's the way things go in this game. Cloister, you say? let us swap to our Flareons for the XP before we swap to the Gengars to Thunderbolt these things out of existence. Right, Clamp is a water move. Excuse me? I clicked fight and then just watched the opponent use an X attack while I didn't get to choose what to do. Did Clamp just delete my turn? Oh no, it's a move like Wrap or Bind, except apparently the opponent can choose to, instead of having the attack do damage, use an item while I'm still pinned down. Cool. Excellent. Love the way this game is coded. And time to once again see the 5-footed Arcanine. There's no world in which that thing doesn't have 5 legs. In Pokémon Green. Let's give Golem a shot here. Oh, Lefty used a plus, or an X attack while we were dug, and so did Righty. Now that's actually strategy. What is not strategy is following your X attack with Ember. The rumors were true! Whereas in Japanese he says, "You're impressive." You beat Giovanni of Team Rocket? We could stand to use a little bit of healing. And now both games have the same number of Hyper Potions. There is a TM over in this direction that I do want. And that's it right there. That's Explosion. Which, while we don't want to use Explosion most of the time, if we're being honest, I'm still gonna shove that on Golem. Or am I? Maybe not. If I didn't have Strength there, I would have put it in this slot, absolutely, but Dig and Earthquake are both 100 base power stab moves. Rock Slide is another stab move that actually gets good coverage for us. So maybe we just don't learn Explosion. push this rock so far. Found a Graveler in the game that doesn't want it. Feels weird finding Venomoth in here. Left game is nearly done pushing the boulder, and right game is only just now getting to start pushing the boulder. Gotta love the encounter rate here. Alright, so now that boulder is there. I'm going to cross my fingers and hope it stays there, because we got it to its destination. Even though we're changing what floor we're on. Because if it doesn't stay there, then we get to push the boulder the entire way again. Please, game, just let me go. If you can get through here, you can go meet the Elite Four. Got rage on both sides. I don't think it's gonna survive long enough to use it again. Lapras, you say? We will again swap to Flareon for the XP. Hey there, guard, I'm doing fine, hope you are too. Why is Lapras such a loaf in the Japanese game? It looks weird. Where even are its back fins? Golem was not who I meant to send out. I meant to send out Gengar, I was only looking at the icon. I'm sorry, my Golem outspeeds Lapras? That feels wrong. And that is why I meant to send out Gengar. Let's send the Flareons back out. And for this Lickitung, let's send out birds. I feel like Lickitung has lower defense than special, though that might be entirely wrong. Well, it's definitely wrong after it uses Defense Curl. Fun fact, Dodrio has the strongest tri-attack in the game. Because while there is one Pokemon with a higher attack stat that can learn tri-attack, said Pokemon does not get stab on it. No! Unbelievable! I can beat you when it comes to knowledge about Pokemon. I doubt that, sir. In Japanese, he says, I'm pretty sure I'd win if it came to knowledge about Pokemon. Which is closer to being a thing. But no, stating it as just a straight up, yeah, I would. No, sir, you would not. Not at this point in my career. There's the Hyper Potions. Fixing up Golem, because Golem will have some things to do in a moment here. And we are going to move Gengar to the front for a moment. Get a free Ultra Ball right here. Because we are about to use it. That item up there is a guard spec. Who cares at all? Not me! And we save before we bird. And now we bird. So this is another one that has gotten a significant improvement. Going from the green sprite to the blue sprite. Like, the green sprite does have some things going for it. It does look more like the wings and tail are made of fire. That part is nice. The problem is the general silhouette and the shaping and the half-closed eye and just the pose of the head and basically everything other than the fact that the wings and tail look like they are made of fire. It's not great. Like, left Moltres looks more like it's trying to seduce our Pokemon than trying to be imposing. And I feel like both Moltres could benefit from having their sprites mirrored so that they're actually facing their opponent. But yeah, it's... Neither one is good, but right Moltres is considerably better. It's the difference between neither one is good, but one is okay, versus neither one is good, and I don't like either one. Like, nah, that left Moltres is terrible. Anyway, Moltres definitely, I mean, definitely has the special stat to survive a Thunderbolt from a Gengar. barely when we get a crit. And now to toss balls. Hyper and Ultra Balls, go! Excuse me, I need you to go back to sleep, Moltres. Fire Spin! Well, now we get to spend a few turns watching Gengar take damage. Okay, not that many turns. More Hyperballs. We got the catch on the left. If at any point we see the ball shake more than once, we know that a capture has succeeded. And there it is. Hooray for birds. We have caught Moltres and Fire, the flame Pokémon. Known as the legendary bird of fire, every flap of its wings creates a dazzling flash of flames. And in Japanese, one of the legendary bird Pokémon. Its orange wings appear to be burning. And they, or the burning appearance of its orange wings, like, it intimidates or it puts pressure on those who watch, like... Yeah, the appearance of its orange wings look like they're burning, and their appearance overwhelms those who watch them. Yeah, or look at them. And there's no reason for me to push the boulder down there, because that's just for going backwards. The boulder did not stay on the switch. We get to push it again. Should have caught the bird before pushing the boulder, but whatever. We get to push a boulder a long way. Again. Again, being very careful to use strength and not dig. I think that's the first time we've gotten an encounter while pushing a boulder without turning to get it. I know we're not using the explosion TM, but I'm still gonna grab it. Gonna be cheeky and put Flareon in front before we talk to this cool trainer. Yeah, Guard, the level difference in these random encounters is kind of crazy, but it makes sense. Pokemon that are not evolved but can evolve will be at lower levels than the Pokemon that are evolved. So there's at least some reason to it. It's not completely arbitrary that some Pokemon are in the 40s and some are in the 20s. Trainers live to seek stronger opponents. Oh, would you look at that? It's something that Booster can actually handle. Suck on Quad Effective Ember. Nice crit on the right. Ah, yes. Using a Hyper Potion on turn 1 after the opponent has already attacked. NPC trainers cheat so hard with their items. And we just got crit with a slash on the left. Ooh, bite. I mean, hey, Flareon's finally getting a move that's better than Tackle. Flareon will not stay in for Dugong, except to get XP. Also, hey, we get to compare Dugong and Jugon's sprite. Oh no, we got crit on the left and we got an attack drop on the right. What will we do with our special attacker? But anyway, sprite-wise, Dugong has a lot more blubber to it. And its tail looks more fleshy and less like a fishtail's billowy wispiness. Like, it looks like it's, you know, actually a mammalian tail rather than a fish tail. I like the pose on Jugon better than I like the pose on Dugong, but other than that, I think Dugong... Well, the face on Jugon, I think I also prefer. But most of the rest of it, like the bulkiness, the shading, the tail looking like it's actually made of flesh, all of that, I would say, is better on Dugong. Nice crit on the left, nice crit on the right. And a Chansey incoming. Unless that thing knows Seismic Toss, I don't think Flareon's going to be in too much danger. And considering that thing's defense stat is 5, literally 5, well, base defense, a bite should do pretty well. Oh, nice crit on the left. Yeah, Chansey, I don't think that growl is really going to protect you very much. Again, your base defense is 5. I wish Chansey was worth 1,000,000 XP in this game like it is in later games. Oh, so strong! By fighting tough battles, you get stronger. Before I forget... let's... There it is. Gengar could use some health. And so could Booster. Only the chosen can pass here. Ah, Kingura. So yeah, Kingler... The sprite in blue, I mean, we already talked about this. They made it so that its claws are the same size as one another because they made it perfectly symmetrical. And that looks really bad on Kingler. Especially because it also just denies us the ability to see, like, any of its body. We get to see its face, but its eyes are oddly squished together and looking, like, really cramped there. Yeah, I 100% have to give this one to the green sprite. With one exception, the legs are a lot more legible in the blue sprite. Whereas in the green sprite, they're kind of just a mess of pixels. Yeah, other than the legs, the blue sprite is a straight downgrade over the green sprite. And both Cool Trainers have used an X attack on Kingler. Which would be scary if Kingler had any ability to use physical attacks that could hit Gengar. Here comes Tentacruel. We will again swap to Flareon for the XP. I know I'm kind of leaving Golem in the lurch, but... meh. Because, like, when we think about it, the Elite Four, we've got... Lorelei, whose Pokemon are basically all water type, and the ones that aren't are ice type, so they're all super effective against Golem. We've got Bruno, who has a couple fighting type Pokemon and a couple rock type Pokemon. Sure, Golem can use ground moves against the rock types. They can use ground moves against it, but then again, they're freaking a Golem and 2 Onyxes, right? So Golem's evenly matched against Golem, whereas Golem definitely wins against Onix's. That much is easy peasy. But then the fighting-type Pokemon, Golem actually has at least a little bit to fear. It does have huge defense, but still. Left Alakazam has been wrapped, whereas right Tentacruel has gotten an X attack. And apparently that wrap lasted 0 turns. We take those. And right Tentacruel has received another X attack. Yeah, and then after Bruno, we've got Agatha, who... yeah, she's got all poison types where Golem would be actually pretty good. And then we've got Lance, where like half his team is flying, where Golem... yes, can use Rock Slide, but isn't going to be our best option anyway. Whereas if we get Flareon to a higher level, it becomes actually able to do what it's meant to do. And here comes a Kameksu, or a Blastoise. There is a world in which Blastoise was not named Blastoise, and wow, the green sprite is actually, like, way more on model. I don't know why they have him leaning back, why the shell, like, is so bulky on the right. Like, I do appreciate that the water cannons look bigger, but the arms are coming out of, like, the middle of his sides instead of out of his shoulders, and the shell is just bulbous. Blastoise on the left just looks like a Blastoise. Or, I'm sorry, Comics. Which... it's... Blastoise's Japanese name. It comes from Kame, meaning turtle, and X, meaning the letter X. So it's Turtle X. But there is a world in which, instead of being localized as Blastoise, we could have had freaking Blastoise be named Turtonator. It could have happened. But instead we got Blastoise, and Turtonator became a completely different Pokemon 6 generations later. Anyway, goodbye Comics and Blastoise. I don't believe it! Whereas on the left is, I can't believe I lost. All trainers here are headed to the Pokemon League. Be careful. I'll show you just how good you are. That implies that she's going to show us that we are in fact very good. Whereas in Japanese, she says that she's going to show you that there's always someone better. I'm sorry, what? What are you planning to show me using a Bellsprout? A level 43 Bellsprout. Nice crit on the right. And here comes a Weepin' Bell. Let me guess, your third Pokemon's gonna be a Victory Bell? And both Weepin' Bells used acid. Yep, it's gonna be a victory bell. Utsuboto. And there's the wrap on both sides. Gonna go ahead and use some where is it? There it is. Some amazing wound medicine on left Flareon. And poisoned on the left. And wrapped again. Really, you're trying to learn Leer at level 42. Don't you think it's a little bit late to learn Leer? I'm furious. Whereas in Japanese, it's like, so frustrating. You showed me just how good I was. And in Japanese, you're even stronger than me. There really is always someone better. Okay. Let's use a full heal over there on the left. I don't think we really need... Oh, no. We can stand to use some amazing wound medicine on the right. And shove a rock in a hole, like we were told to in Japanese. But like we were not told to in English. In English, we're just supposed to move boulders. In Japanese, we're supposed to drop boulders. Surely, Blue will get to the boulder eventually. We got to it, but we still haven't touched it. Because this encounter rate is going insane right now. There we go. And now, let's throw ourselves in the hole, because there's no reason not to. And then we gotta push this boulder left. Again, being careful to use strength and not dig. And there are actually no more trainers inside Victory Road, so I guess I wasted that last amazing wound medicine. And I'm putting Gengar in front in case we find anything we want to catch. Because, yeah, we're not going to be getting Flareon any XP on the random encounters here. And not only is Gengar better for catching things, it's also better for running away from things. brief pause there because my forehead was itchy. Rather than let one game get ahead of the other, I took both hands off the controllers. Here on the second floor, there is an 11% chance that any encounter we find would have been something that Green would have wanted. Or maybe 10%? Either way. Pretty decent chance that something would have been a Pokemon that Green would have wanted. And yet, we made it through without Green finding any of the 3 Pokemon it would have accepted. Blue found one of them, but Green found none of them. Alright, we gotta go this way. And with that, we've made it to the Pokemon League. Yo, champ in making! At Pokemon League, you have to face the Elite Four in succession. If you lose, you have to start all over again. This is it, go for it. Yeah, we're not gonna go for it right now. I don't have time to go through all the Elite Four. Plus, I'm gonna want at least a little more than just going to Cerulean Cave and getting Mewtwo for the next stream. So here's what we're going to do instead. We are going to go to this here PC. Access Bill's PC. Throw Golem in the box, why not? We'll get it back, don't worry about Golem. He'll be fine. And then we are going to grab our Slowbro from here, our Yadoran. So that we can go trade it for a Lickitung named Mark in English. I don't know what its Japanese name is gonna be. But we'll find out. And then, for whatever time I have left before dinner is ready, I'll go ahead and look at Pokédex entries that we haven't looked at, so that we can see sprites we haven't seen. And also information we haven't read. Weird that it goes from generic male trainer guy in blue to being chef in green. Though, if we're being honest, a chef having a Lickitung seems like it would make more sense. Anyway, here, you can have a Slowbro that's missing a bunch of HP and sleeping in exchange for your Lickitung. And thus we've gotten the only Lickitung available before Cerulean Cave. Isn't my old Lickitung great? And in Japanese, has the Lickitung I gave you gotten any stronger? So, what is it named? Okay, so we've got Mark in English, and we've got Namezo in Japanese, which... Nameru is the verb for to lick. So this is basically just Licky Boy. So Mark and Licky Boy. The Lickitongues. So, let's go through some things we haven't seen before. Ivysaur, the seed Pokemon. When the bulb on its back grows large, it appears to lose the ability to stand on its hind legs. It says of the only Pokemon in its evolutionary line that is standing on its hind legs. Oh. In Japanese, when the bud on its back absorbs enough nutrients, it blooms into a large flower. Kakuna, the cocoon Pokemon. Almost incapable of moving, this Pokemon can only harden its shell to protect itself from predators. Unless it evolves from a Weedle, in which case it can also use Poison Sting and String Shot. And in Japanese... this is a temporary form that it takes so that it can mature into an adult. It can barely move on its own. Pidgeotto, the bird Pokemon. Very protective of its sprawling territorial area, this Pokemon will fiercely peck at any intruder. In Japanese, the claws on its feet have developed. It uses them to grab its prey, execute, and carry them to their nests 100 kilometers away. Why would you nest that far away from your food source? That seems inefficient at best. Raichu, the mouse Pokemon. Its long tail serves as a ground to protect itself from its own high-voltage power. And in Japanese... its electricity can exceed 100,000 volts. Which, in English, this would say its electric abilities are even more powerful than Thunderbolt, I guess. And then they go on to say that if you touch it carelessly... or wait. Even an Indian elephant, specifically an Indian elephant, would be knocked out if it touched it carelessly. Though, I believe, as of Pokemon Legends Arceus, that has been retconned to a Copperajah. Nidoqueen, the drill Pokemon. Its hard scales provide strong protection. It uses its hefty bulk to execute powerful moves. And in Japanese, its body is covered in hard, spiky scales. When it gets agitated, the spikes stand on end. So this one, I don't think we've actually seen the sprite. I don't think we've met anyone who had a Clefable. Clefable looks very square in green. Like, it is a rectangular Pokemon rather than having the roundness to it that Blue's Clefable does. Also, Clefable's Japanese name is Pixie. So literally just the English word pixie. I think green Clefable's mouth looks less like just your ordinary standard smile, which is at least slightly interesting. And the wings are slightly more visible, but beyond there, like, there's still not a whole lot of detail to go on for either of these. Anyway, a timid fairy Pokemon that is rarely seen. It will run and hide the moment it senses people. Whereas in Japanese, its ears are sensitive and can pick up sounds from a kilometer away. Specifically, it can hear the sound of a pin drop from over a kilometer away. It can perfectly distinguish the sound of a pin dropping from over a kilometer away. There we go. We got there. Read the whole sentence. So, yeah, that is some really sensitive hearing. Ninetales, the fox Pokemon. Very smart and very vengeful. Grabbing one of its many tails could result in a 1,000-year curse. Meanwhile, in Japanese... it has gleaming golden fur and 9 long tails. It is said to live 1,000 years. So, in English, it can curse you for 1,000 years, and in Japanese, it lives for 1,000 years. Fascinating. Wigglytuff, the balloon Pokemon. The body is soft and rubbery. When angered, it will suck in air and inflate itself to an enormous size. In Japanese, it has incredibly fine hairs covering its body. And its pelt is a luxury product. Yeah, incredibly fine, soft hairs covering its body, so its pelt is a luxury product. Probably best not to, skin your Wigglytuffs. So, Parasect. I don't know if we, yeah, I don't think we caught one on stream. Parasect, the mushroom Pokemon. A host-parasite pair in which the parasite mushroom has taken over the host bug. Prefers damp places. And in Japanese, it spreads toxic spores from its mushroom's umbrella. But in China, these spores are used to make traditional medicines. And it does specifically say, in China, the spores are used for this. So yet another case where the real world is referenced in Pokemon. I believe we did read this in Japanese, but I don't believe we caught a Venomoth in English on stream. Venomoth, the poison moth Pokemon. The dust-like scales covering its wings are color-coded to indicate the kinds of poison it has. Whereas in Japanese, it's got scales on its wings that when it flaps them, or every time it flaps them, will scatter toxic powder. And I don't believe we caught Venonats on screen either. Venonat, or Konpan, the insect Pokemon, lives in the shadows of tall trees where it eats insects. It is attracted by light at night. Whereas in Japanese, even in the darkness, its eyes can serve as radar, and it can remain active. It can also fire beams from its eyes. Fascinating. Didn't catch Golduck on stream. Don't think I caught Psyduck on stream either. Golduck, the duck Pokemon, or Goruduck, the duck Pokemon. Often seen swimming elegantly by lake shores, it is often mistaken for the Japanese monster Kappa. And in Japanese, its webbed fingers can serve as paddles, so it's a skilled swimmer. Oh. You can often see its graceful figure near lakes and other bodies of water. Psyduck, the duck Pokemon, or Koduck, the duck Pokemon, which literally is just little duck. While lulling its enemies with its vacant look, this wily Pokemon will use psychokinetic powers. So, in English, Psyduck's dopey act is just that, an act, so that it can then use its psychokinetic powers to get you. And in Japanese, it's always suffering from headaches. When this headache becomes especially intense, it starts using mysterious powers. Actually, I haven't caught any of the Poliwag line on screen. Poliwag, the tadpole Pokemon, or Nyorobo, the tadpole Pokemon. Its newly grown legs prevent it from running. It appears to prefer swimming than trying to stand. And in Japanese, its slippery black skin is slightly transparent. You can see part of it, part of its innards are visible through this and form a spiral shape. Poliwhirl, the tadpole Pokemon, or Nyorozo, the tadpole Pokemon, capable of living in or out of water. When out of water, it sweats to keep its body slimy. And in Japanese, its two legs have developed further, and now it can live on land, but still prefers to live in the water. And then Poliwhirl, we've talked about how it can easily overtake the best human swimmers, or how it can, or how Olympic swimmers are no contest for it. So yeah, Poliwhirl we looked at on screen. Alakazam, I don't recall if we looked at it on screen. Alakazam, the Psy Pokemon, or Foodine, the Psychic Pokemon. They're the Psychic Power Pokemon. Its brain can outperform a supercomputer. Its intelligence quotient is said to be 5,000. Notably, intelligence quotient is not a measure of how smart you are, it's rather how much capacity to learn you have and apply that knowledge. Anyway, for fooding... it's not a fan of moves that rely on physical power. But it can... It can freely manipulate its psychic powers to control and defeat its opponents. Golem, the Megaton Pokémon. Notably, the differences in these sprites are very slight. The shading goes from being dithery to just cel-shaded. The mouth opens a little on the right. And the arms get lowered a little, but also get thinner and smaller? It's weird. Its boulder-like body is extremely hard. It can easily withstand dynamite blasts without damage. Hang on, I need to look up a word. Okay, so in Japanese, its body is protected by a shell that is as hard as bedrock. It sheds once a year and grows bigger every time it does. Slowpoke, the dopey Pokémon. Incredibly slow and dopey. It takes 5 seconds for it to feel pain when under attack. Or in Japanese, we've got Yadon, the dopey Pokémon. It always has a vacant look on its face, and you can never tell whether it's actually thinking about anything. It's skilled at using its tail to fish for food. Slowbro, the hermit crab Pokémon, or Yadoran, the hermit crab Pokémon. The shelter that is latched onto Slowpoke's tail is said to feed on the host's leftover scraps. Whereas in Japanese, when Slowpoke went to the sea to try to catch some prey, a shelter bit onto its tail and it became a Slowbro. Did I catch? Yeah, I caught a Magneton on stream. Did we look at Dodrio? Dodrio, the triple bird Pokémon, uses its 3 brains to execute complex plans. While 2 heads sleep, 1 head stays awake. And in Japanese, Dodorio, the triplet bird Pokémon. Oh yeah, we read that in Japanese, I remember. It's a rarely seen, rare species. Its 3 heads show joy, sadness, and anger. Didn't catch an English seal on stream, I don't think. Seal, the sea lion Pokémon. The horn on its head is very hard. It is used for bashing through thick ice. Okay, maybe I did read that on stream. I feel like I did. I know I read the one for Japanese seal, Pow Wow, in English. Dugong, the sea lion Pokémon. Or Jugon, the sea lion Pokémon. Stores thermal energy in its body. Swims at a steady 8 knots, even in intensely cold waters. or in Japanese, its entire body is covered in pure white fur. It's highly resistant to cold and, in fact, becomes more energetic the colder it is. Shellder, the bivalve Pokémon. Its hard shell repels any kind of attack. It is vulnerable only when its shell is open. Whereas in Japanese, it's covered in a shell that is even harder than diamond. But the inside is surprisingly soft. Cloyster, the bivalve Pokémon. Whereas in Japanese, that might be just the term for bivalve, but it's like the two-layer shell. Anyway, when attacked, it launches its horns in quick volleys. Its innards have never been seen. Then what's that face we're looking at? And in Japanese, its shell is extremely hard. Such that even a napalm shell can't break it. It only opens when it's attacking. I don't know who goes firing napalm shells at their cloisters, but they should stop. Gengar, the shadow Pokémon. Under a full moon, this Pokémon likes to mimic the shadows of people and laugh at their fright. Or in Japanese, we've got Gengar, the shadow Pokémon. Oh. When people get lost in the mountains, it's said that this Pokémon appears from the darkness to take their lives. Well then, that is a very, very different thing to focus on. One is like, oh, it likes to scare people and laugh at how scared they are. And the other one is, it likes to kill people. Those are two very, very different things to be known for. So, we've read Kingler in Japanese, but we haven't read it in English. And, in Japanese, it's hard pincer, has 10,000 horsepower. It has 10,000 horsepower worth of power, but it's so big that it's difficult to move. Whereas in English, the large pincer has 10,000 horsepower of crushing power. However, its huge size makes it unwieldy to use. So yeah, that's basically the same text, like... The only real difference is that in Japanese it says that it's a hard pincer. Exeggutor, the coconut Pokémon. Or Nashi, the coconut Pokémon. Legend has it that on rare occasions, one of its heads will drop off and continue on as an execute. And in Japanese... It's called the, it is sometimes called the walking rainforest. Each one of its fruits has a face on it, and each one has its own will. And then let's look at Lickitung, and then I've got to call it because food's ready. Lickitung, the licking Pokémon, or Beroringa, the licking all over Pokemon. Its tongue can be extended like a chameleon's. It leaves a tingling sensation when it licks enemies. So, if its tongue can be extended like a chameleon's, that means it can only shoot out and then be reeled back in. It doesn't really do a whole lot of licking around out there. And in Japanese, its tongue is twice as long as the Pokemon is tall. It can use it to grab food or to attack. And the way it moves is almost like... It can move it almost as if it was a hand. An extra hand. And you know what? Let's also look at Weezing. And then we'll call it. Weezing, the poison gas Pokemon. Or Matadogas, the poison gas Pokemon. Where two kinds of poison gases meet, two coughings can fuse into a weaving. A wheezing over many years. Or in Japanese... this is an incredibly rare mutation in which, two small twin coughings, emerge as conjoined twins. Which, that's not at all how a Weezing is made. Coughing evolves into Weezing. This implies that, if you hatch a coughing egg, in very, very rare occasions, you'll instead get a Weezing out of it. But, no, that's not how it works. Alright. So, with that, I've got to go ahead and call it a stream. So, that's going to be it for this stream. Thanks for dropping by to watch and chat and all of that. And I will be back tomorrow when we are going to go through the Pokemon League and also go through Cerulean Cave and catch a Mewtwo. See ya then, friends.